this for months. What I don't like about Anthony Davis is I think he's soft. He's non-confrontational. Michael Jordan wasn't. Kobe Bryant wasn't. LeBron James isn't. He's non-confrontational. So yesterday, it was perfect. The Pelicans actually took him to breakfast. It's always easier to break up over breakfast. I mean, the later in the day, alcohol gets served, people get more agitated. The morning, who argues over oatmeal and pancakes? I mean, they even call it break fast. It's quick. It's one course. It's over in 30 minutes. It's oatmeal. Nobody's ever gotten into a fight over oatmeal. So the Pelicans gave him a big break. Pelicans were like, let's go out and meet for breakfast. And Anthony Davis still couldn't break up. He doesn't have any alpha. Wojnarowski, Adrian Woj, came out and said, well, yeah, David Griffin and Anthony Davis met. They're expected to continue dialogue moving forward. Why? Why? You're not happy. You've already said that. David Griffin gave you a great break. It was breakfast. That's the easiest time of the day to break up. I mean, you go to a breakfast, you're like, hey, listen, I got a bunch of stuff planned today. Listen, we don't work out together. I love you. I got to go. I'm going to go work out, and I've got a big lunch today. Boom, out. Everybody knows dinner, alcohol served, big steaks there. You're going home. You got nowhere to go. Couldn't do it. This is the easiest breakup ever. This is the easiest breakup ever, and Anthony Davis can't do it. He needs his agent to come in and do it for him. Think about this. You've got a guy replacing you 5 days after you're traded, Zion, with way more magnetism. I think he's going to be potentially even a greater player. So you got that going. Secondly, everybody knows you want out, so you're not like dropping a bombshell. They're just praying they can keep you. And third, your team's going to get a bunch of picks and players and assets when you leave. You're not leaving them high and dry. I mean, you're giving them picks, you're giving them players, you're giving them... And he still couldn't do it. This was the easiest breakup in league history. And if a guy struggles to break up, it makes me wonder about his game, his personality. Can I put a franchise on his back? Breakups have to be fast, clean, to the point, clear, and strong. I mean, really, Anthony, you want another rebuild? This is an easy one. You show up over pancakes and you say, listen, I've had a great time, but I'm a pro athlete. I got 6 prime years left. I don't want to go through another rebuild. What could I say? What could David Griffin say? David would be like, you got me there. Because even David Griffin knows we are rebuilding. You got a bunch of 19-year-olds coming. Zion Williamson's a baby. Going to be great, but a baby. You know, Damon Stoudemire was on our show, former Raptor Blazer, yesterday, and he said you can look and watch Anthony Davis. He's just so darn uncomfortable with all of this.
When I look at Anthony Davis, he looks like he's uncomfortable with being the villain. You kind of have to alienate and be a really tough-minded, strong, thick-skinned individual to basically do what he did. And I'm saying from afar, he looks like a great guy, and I don't know if he's comfortable with that.
Listen, the Pelicans really set it up for him to go. They weren't manipulative. Rick Bucher was on yesterday on the show, and he said when Orlando was trying to keep, remember when Orlando was trying to keep Dwight Howard? They made it virtually impossible for Dwight Howard to leave. Do you remember what Rick Bucher said yesterday about this?
Dwight Howard with Orlando. He was all ready to go on. He wanted out. They got him into a room. They got a bunch of the sponsors in a room. They isolated him. They did it without his agent. And Dwight caved. And he because he was going to get on a plane with his teammates, and then the next thing you see is Instagram. You see a photo of him with the guys on the plane. Is yaha, you know. But he'd handed the keys back to Orlando, and he immediately regretted it as soon as he did it.
Okay, that's a tough breakup. That'd be like telling your wife you're divorcing her, and she brings her dad or mom, their cousins, the family, the kids, and you're like, yeah, I'm breaking up the family. I'm going to go throw up. That would be hard. David Griffin invited Anthony Davis out for pancakes. And he's like, it's too hostile. I'm too uncomfortable. Pass the syrup. I want to stay forever. That's why I doubt Anthony Davis. By the way, his agent was there, Rich Paul, was with him holding his hand. Still couldn't do it. Anthony could have said, I just don't want to rebuild again. Rich, take it from here. Walk out. Thanks for flying United. Amazing. That was the easiest potential. They didn't even have a breakup lunch. It was a breakup breakfast. He couldn't do it. We'll keep monitoring going forward. We'll keep monitoring it going forward. All right, so I want to move to this. So I'm driving home yesterday, and I'm listening to radio. AM radio. Love it. As a sports radio host, and he's an old guy, and he's complaining about how the NBA, and a guy calls the show, and they're complaining, yeah, nobody talks about the games in the NBA. It's always about the soap opera and the stars and who's going to play. And I'm sitting there thinking, yeah? Well, what's wrong with that? You do get in politics, the campaign is way more interesting than talking about government. The presidential campaigns are fascinating. People are arguing, they're having debates. You don't know who's going to be president, who's going where, what office. It's fascinating. That's why Fox News and MSNBC crush C-SPAN's ratings. Because campaigns are way more interesting than government. Government is 8-hour tax code briefing. Not that fascinating. Campaigns, Trump on Twitter, whoo, fireworks show. Joe Biden versus Trump debate. That's way more interesting than the tax code meeting. So our American politics, to some degrees, like the NBA. What people say in a campaign is much more interesting than what they'll do as a politician. And you're worried because the NBA does that, folks. The dirty little secret about the NBA, and the NBA knows this and would admit it behind closed doors. Nobody really watches the games until the conference finals and the finals. The Pro Bowl crushes NBA ratings all year long, even the first round of the playoffs, often the second round. But it's great soap opera. And the two sports in America that give us headlines are the NFL and the NBA. The two leagues that don't, hockey and baseball. And those commissioners in those sports would die for a guy like me to go on for 3 hours a day yapping about soap operas. And by the way, all you crusty Major League Baseball fans who are complaining that nobody talks about the games, it should be noted. When baseball was at its best, you had the Hot Stove League. Where's A-Rod going? Where's Josh Hamilton going? That was great. It was an added component to baseball. Now, guys sign 10, 12-year deals. They're locked in forever. You don't get as much as that. So, this idea that the NBA, it's bad for business. You never forget this about the NBA. The kid in Pakistan or Beijing that buys a jersey is every bit as valuable because it's a global league as the guy sitting in Indiana watching the Pacers. That kid in Beijing that buys a jersey, a Raptor jersey, or a Laker jersey, or a Clipper jersey, or a Maverick, or a Hawk, or a Timberwolf jersey, he's not watching or going to the game, Phoenix against Denver on a Tuesday night. But he's buying jerseys and shoes, and he loves Steph, but he's on Twitter, and he's on Instagram. It's a global league. This is great. This is why Americans watch European soccer, why Ronaldo's a household name everywhere, and Messi and Steph and Durant. It's okay. And I hear this all the time. It's about the game. Really? I have friends who own recruiting websites, USC.com, RollTide.com, OhioStateBucknuts.com. Ask them their number one traffic day. It's not game day. No. It is not game day. It is National Letter of Intent Recruiting Day. Oh, Colin's right again. You care about a 17-year-old that runs a 4.440 from Beaumont, Texas. But an NBA fan can't care where Kevin Durant's going? What are you talking about? We've always been fascinated in political campaigns and where the stars are going, even if they're high school basketball and football players. The NBA is a headline sport. There's nothing at all wrong with that. It's why Fox News and MSNBC beat C-SPAN. The campaign, the comments, the headlines beat actual government. It is okay. No reason to be grumpy. Baseball was at its best when it had a dynamic, vibrant, hot stove league. And the biggest day in college sports is never game day. Ask the people who run the websites. It's National Letter of Recruit Day. And yes, I will admit, I'm watching with a buddy at my house tonight. He's from San Francisco. I'm going to watch the Warriors and the Raptors, and I'm going to love it, and it's going to be fun. But I'll tell you this, I am more interested to find out where KD goes July 1st. I'm not going to lie. I'm fascinated by that. I want to know where Kyrie goes. Absolutely. I like the campaign more than I like governance. And I'm not going to apologize for that, and nor should the NBA. Coming up next, I absolutely love what the Houston Rockets did. I wish the Utah Jazz would have done it years ago, and I wish the Celtics would have done it a few years ago. That's coming up. In the middle of the night, you're tossing and turning, right? It's going to be summer very quickly, and it's hot. And I'm not a hot sleeper. I can't sleep when it's hot. I generally sleep with a leg out. I just can't. I can't be hot. Nothing worse. Wake up, nap, sleep, sweating. Gross. Casper and the Casper mattress combines 4 layers of pressure-relieving foam, but also breathable foams designed to keep you cool at night all summer long. They have everything. Bedding, bed frames, dog bed. Also, free shipping and returns. They let you sleep in it for 100 nights, so it's risk-free. If you don't like it, they take it. And it's in your own home. Don't have to go to a bed store, lay in it for 30 seconds, and make a call. Sleep cool, like I do every night. Get a Casper. Please use the code HERD if you go to Casper.com, because the code HERD does get you $100 toward the purchase of select mattresses. Casper.com code HERD. Additional shipping fees apply for Hawaii and Alaska. Cannot be combined with other offers. Not valid for the essential. Limit 1 code per customer.